I'm ready.
Pardon, 2 seconds.
Uh-oh. Thank you all for being here on this chilly night. I know we all could be in our beds, comfortable with pajamas on, so I appreciate you all being here. Tonight is our regular monthly meeting. It is Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. It is 6:04 p.m. and I will call the meeting into order. Jeff, can I get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Smith,
Here.
Commissioner Wolf. Absent, Commissioner Black,
Here.
Commissioner Joyner,
Here.
Commissioner Decker,
Here.
Commissioner Zakos, and Commissioner Young.
Here. And welcome. Thank you.
And welcome.
Nice having
Commissioner
you.
Young. We have a quorum.
I will move right on to old business. First, we have an approval for the minutes for December 2025. Was everybody able to read those? They did. Is there any questions? Can I get a motion? I make the motion. Can I get a second? A second. All in favor? Motion passes.
Just ask everybody to speak up so we can make sure.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Next, we will approve accounts payable for December 2025. Has everybody been able to review that? Yes. Any questions? Can I get a motion? I make the motion. And can I get a second? A second. All in favor? Motion carries. Next, we will move right on to the executive director's report.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith, and Happy New Year, Hudson Housing Authority, and all those who watch us. We thank you for being here tonight. I just want to share with you, hopefully some tidbits of some information. Actually, the first bit of information I want to share with you is a bit of correspondence from Homes and Community Renewal Housing Trust Fund Corporation. It was dated December 12th, 2025. To Jeffrey Dodson, Executive Director, Hudson Housing Authority, 41 North 2nd Street. And this was in reference to the New York State Homes Local Program Award. Congratulations on behalf of Governor Kathy Hochul and Housing Trust Fund Corporation. It is my pleasure to inform you that the application does.
Well, there's not.
Yes.
There's not.
There's one missing.
You said.
I'm over here.
Sorry for the interruption.
We will add Rebecca and Nick and at 6 or 7 p.m.
And 10 minutes. So we will resume.
So basically, we did the approval of the minutes, the approval of accounts, and now we're at the executive director's.
So as I was reading a letter from Homes and Community Renewal, which says congratulations on behalf of Governor Kathy Hochul and the Housing Trust Fund Corporation. It is my pleasure to inform you that the application submitted as part of the 2025 New York State Home Program funding round has been selected for a $1.25 million award. Office of Community Renewal staff will contact you shortly to outline the procedures necessary to advance the award and satisfy the conditions of the grant agreement. Please be advised that no work can be performed nor cost incurred prior to the execution of the grant agreement with Housing Trust Fund Corporation and environmental review. Again, I offer my congratulations and I look forward to working with you on the implementation of this and other important housing and community development projects in your community. Should you have any questions in the interim, please contact Stephanie Galvin-Riley stephanie.brown@hcr.new.gov. And just for more explanation, that is the temporary, tenant-based rental assistance program. That will, when we get up and running, it will be administered. It is for individual households at 60% or below the area median income. The assistance can move with the household and it varies based on the income and the rent considerations. It can be used for rental assistance and utilities. It can be used for utility deposits in conjunction with rent and security deposits up to 1 month's rent. It cannot be coupled, so it is not for our residents that are currently receiving HCV Section 8 or project-based voucher, but this enables us to assist others with rental assistance up to 2 years, and even in some cases, we can give an extension. So this is a good news because it grows the housing authority, adding an additional program to our portfolio. Also, I received a email message from the bank of Greene County today, just thanking us for submitting an application for a charitable foundation grant. We did apply for it last year and received it, and we utilized those funds to fund the tenant day appreciation day part. So it's a grant that comes out every year. Now that I know it's available, I will apply every year. We did get it last year, and hopefully, we plan to expand the program, possibly doing maybe like a single gala in December if we can, fit it in the budget and get other sponsorship. All right. Next, I want to talk about the Toys for Tots that we had in December. It was a really good turnout and a good event. We need to take our Christmas tree down, but Santa Claus did appear. I don't know where he came from, but somehow got in the spirit and he did come. There's pictures. I won't show them to you, but there are pictures, and it was a good event. A lot of children with smiling faces and adults came in to pick up things for their children. And we want to thank the food pantry because it is because of them that we're able to use they sponsor it basically. So we sign up through them, we do all the legwork, but they allow us to do that so that we can give toys away to them. Right. And lastly, I want to read to you the list of suggested names that have come in for the development. What we will do after that is I'm going to read them today, but I'll email them to you, and then we can go through them. We can talk about how we want to vet them, but I figure we probably get to the top 3 and dwindle those down, and then go through a procedure from there to see what we want. So I did put one in the hat, but I don't know the explanation for some, but there was some explanation for some, but these are the names. The first was Bliss Gardens. The second was Harbor of Hope Homes. The next was Hudson Gardens. There was another Hudson Housing Community, Legacy Commons, New Horizons, New Roots Community Homes, Pearl Place, Riverview Apartments, The High End, the Hudson Collective. I was going to say that, I figured that would happen, but the Hudson Collective, the Pearl Collective, the Pearl of Hudson, Unity Project, and Vista Gardens. And I don't think it's a problem with me saying that all of those Pearl wasn't my suggestion. I don't know, but apparently Ida Pearl is a person that's in our community who was revered. So it did come up several times. And I did help with a permutation of one that was suggested by one of the commissioners, but they're good. It's a good start. So I'll send these out
Great start.
to the email there. We'll go from there. All right.
Thank you for doing that. I think that's a good little start off activity.
That was
really fun.
And I think it gives more life to our project.
Teresa, that wants to add.
I do have a question. I want to go back to the letter with Kathy Hogan.
Yes.
Cause what I don't understand is the money that she's giving,
Can you speak up a little bit?
the money that she's giving.
Yes,
1 point something million.
1.25 million.
And that's for, okay, everyone that comes into Bliss Towers now, either they're vouchered
Yes.
or they're
They're
coming in.
voucher. It's
Right.
just two different type of vouchers.
Right.
It's HCV.
Right.
Well, they come into the programs that are administered.
And they live here for a year,
The
or they
peop-
just get a voucher and find someplace else.
So let me clarify. The people that live in Bliss Towers are on project-based voucher.
Right.
That voucher is attached to the unit.
Right,
That's one program we run. It's for Bliss and Columbia Apartments. The other program we run is HCV, which people more know as Section E.
right.
Those are where they can take them and live anywhere in the city, as long as they get approval and they income qualify.
Right. Now, you're saying that the money that the grant that we're getting from
Provide.
her
Mhm.
cannot apply to any of those people.
No, it cannot, because you cannot participate in dual subsidy.
Okay, so if they were in need, we could not use that money to
We
help
cannot.
any one of them.
We can,
So who would be the other people?
we're going to establish this, but I just want to give you an example.
Okay,
Because after I get the approval to go
Mhm.
and to get started, we will open up a waiting list for it.
for
But
another time.
people on our waiting list currently that are not assisted, that income qualified can be a part of the program. They can apply for this as well. That are on our waiting list. They're not
Right,
getting
but
assistance.
most of the people that are on,
They're not getting
and they
assistance.
don't have to have, it's not the assistance to come into this complex, but
No,
assistance to stay where they are.
they could stay where they are and they may need rental assistance, and if they income qualify, we can help them.
Okay, because
Correct.
most people that apply for here qualify for here.
Yes,
Right.
well. But we still have to go through
Okay.
we have to do our due diligence.
I just wanted to
And
make it
you would,
clear.
that would be the assumption, but sometimes people are over their income
Right,
levels.
so it would be like a third type of venue for people to apply to.
Yes,
Okay.
but it'll be administered by us. And if that is all, with the rest of my time, I will yield that to Monco, who just wants to provide a brief update of development.
Sure, I don't know, this is John.
He is on, do you?
Okay, I don't know, John, you want to say any words? You want me to take it from here?
No, why don't you take it and then I'll have some comments maybe at the end. Thanks, Carlos.
Well, thank you for having us again. We just wanted to provide a brief update on what's happened in the past month. So we've gotten confirmation from the state on the pro housing award that we submitted. That was for $3 million. We got, confirmation from the state that we got awarded that award. So that's great. We also met with HUD and HCR to just give them a status update of where the project was. And just discuss logistics of, sort of moving forward and pushing the project forward. That meeting went well. HCR on that call sort of committed us to be on their October 2026 closing schedule, which is great. I mean, we were pushing for June, but having a confirmed date is great. That means they're gonna be working with us, moving forward. So that's good news. Subsequent to that meeting, we wanted to have further dialogue with the mayor. I know Jeff, has had him here and toured the property, but now that we have a commitment from HUD and from ACR, we wanted to make sure that the city's also behind us and pushing the project forward. As a result of that, tomorrow, there's gonna be a meeting here with representatives from the city, HUD and HCR to sort of, give them a timeline of, how the project is moving forward, and making sure that the city's committed, behind us. We have something with the city, planning board for approval, which is our site plan, is the only, I think, item that we're gonna need the city to approve for us. It's in there for their approval. Obviously, there's been some change in the, city planning, board. I think Jeff, you're meeting with, the chair, sometime next week.
Thank you, because I was gonna add to that. It's actually tomorrow as well.
Okay,
And he's going to, or no, next Tuesday. He's gonna come down and, the chair, Mr. Bogle, is gonna come down and, I'm gonna give him a tour of the building and help him understand a little bit more about our initiative and how it's gonna impact the community. So that's really good because they'll have firsthand knowledge of why it's so important.
Is it the chair or the entire board?
I
The
did
chair.
invite the entire board, but
Yeah.
the chair has confirmed.
Okay,
And the crucial part there is that we just want them to make, to understand the project where it stands moving forward, and we don't want any delays, moving forward. So, that's where we are. I think it's great progress. I think we're meeting our milestones, so that's good.
Yes, we are. Yeah. John, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, the only thing I would say to emphasize, the commitment from the state to slot us for an October closing. I can't emphasize enough how important that is. I think all the board members know, we're effectively in competition with all the other housing authorities in the state and all the developers in the state who also have projects, and worthy projects, that they're looking for the state to fund. The state can only fund a certain number of projects. They fund them 3 or 4 times a year. So to actually get on the state's closing schedule is significant. And it's not a, it's not a locked up deal. That's done. No more discussion. We still have a lot of work to do to show the state that by the time we get to October, we'll have our site plan approval, our building permits, all the other funding sources that we told them about. All those things are falling into place, but getting that initial commitment is really very significant. I think Carlos also touched on the issue of the site plan. That is the major approval that we need from the city. I think you all know that there's been a change in the planning board, and it's not uncommon when you have a change in the planning boards for a new administration to come in and change planning board members, and they often then change the consultants. Sometimes that can take several months before the planning board is then ready to begin reviewing applications. And one of the main purposes of the meetings in the course of the next couple of this week and next week, which Jeff and Carlos talked about, is to impress upon the planning board and the mayor that if if the planning board is not going to begin review of our application for a couple of months, then that October date is really in jeopardy. And I'm not saying that that's what their plan is, okay? I'm just saying I know of cases where in sort of worst case scenarios, it takes a while for a planning board to get going again. So we have our application is set. It's ready for review. As soon as the planning board has their engineering consultants and have their legal consultants, it can be reviewed now. We want the planning board to designate itself as the lead agency. So we're going to be talking to the mayor and the planning board chairman about the importance of moving the application quickly. We're not asking for any favors. We're not asking, the planning board has rules and regulations that they have to adhere to, and that's fine. And we think we've given them everything that they need to review the application, but we need to have them review it expeditiously. We may need to ask them to have a special meeting so we don't have to wait more than a month if depending on the timing of certain things. So it's important just to convey that urgency to the mayor and to the planning board chair. But as Carlos said, Jeff and the board has made tremendous progress, particularly in the course of the last couple of months. We're in as good a shape as we can be. So fingers crossed, but that's where we are.
And if I could add one last thing, it is, important because we don't want to miss the deadline, but the criticality that we don't want people to miss is that this building is beyond repair, like it's not viable. And we need to move as quickly as possible. I don't want to let people forget that, to get people into something new, better and stable. And as we know, housing stability is everything. It affects everything in your life. And so just right when we begin to start the meeting, the elevator went down. So these are the type of things that happen often that we don't talk about. But I don't want to let anyone forget that, the building was declared obsolete, like beyond its usefulness, I should say, about 10 years prior to becoming. And we just, we're doing our best to keep it together. But we don't want it to be a situation where we've done too little too late. So,
Could I just clarify, maybe you said it, but just to repeat it if you did. If we're looking for an October closing, which HDR is telling us is possible. And we need to get site plan approval from the planning board. Prior to that, we need to get site plan approval by September.
Well,
it needs to be.
no, the goal is, I'll let you talk.
I think, site plan approval needs to be before we get close to.
Right.
Like how, like what are we talking about for like an actual?
And John, what would you say? I mean, I would say.
I would like, Nick, yeah, it's a good question, Nick. I would like to see if we could get site plan approval by May. I think we've given, it's an aggressive schedule, but I don't think it's unreasonable, given the material we have. I'm sure you all remember, because most of you have been to the meetings, and certainly, one of our new board members on the Housing Authority knows this probably better than anybody, is that we've been before the planning board numerous times over the course of the last year. We've showed them the intended design. We've spent a lot of time. We've reduced the number of units. We've reduced the height of the buildings. We've got a lot of public input into the overall design. So it's not as if, this is coming to the planning board, out of the blue. There's been a lot of work that's been put in. So it's a matter of the planning board consultants having the opportunity to review it, to focus on the site plan aspects. But it's something that can be done, and that's what we're pushing for.
Thank you so much. And that concludes the executive director and development report.
I just wanted to add in, I know a few tenants have been asking me about the next tenant meeting. I was just wondering about. Do you have anything?
I don't right now, but I'll get back to you on that, and I'll make sure that it's advertised.
Okay.
We had a reduction in staff, so that's changed some activities of that, but
Mhm.
I'll make sure that I get that done. And did you also, is it just a tenant meeting, a regular tenant meeting, or are you asking with the development?
With yeah, because they were used to doing it with you like every few months.
Yeah.
So they were just asking.
So yeah, we'll get back to that schedule.
Now, the meeting tomorrow, are any of us invited?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, you're speaking of the,
With the city and the developers and.
oh,
That's just with the plan. You're talking about the one with the planning board chair.
Mhm. No,
are you talking
didn't
about
have
the
you
one
have-
with the planning board chair? Or are
No,
you
the one you were
with
talking about
HCI?
tomorrow,
Oh,
we're
with
having a
HCI,
meeting.
huh?
Yeah,
Well, it's gonna be the development. I would say no. I would say no. It's gonna be with the HCR, the state, the mayor.
right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
That
think,
was
I
another
think,
thing.
I think what our goal of that meeting is, Jeff, and you can point me in the right direction if I'm going the wrong way, is we really want the mayor, and, the planning board chair to hear from the state and from HUD that they're committed to this project. They've got a closing date, and, they really need the city to get on board and to help expedite it. So
That is correct.
we're hoping that really that HUD and HCR are really going to take the lead in that meeting. And certainly based on the meeting that we had a week or so ago with them, they were very, very clear in articulating that. And I think it's,
Oh, we lost you a little bit, John.
There you go.
okay, sorry. I
You
think,
said you were very clear, were your last words.
yeah, it was very clear from the meeting last week that HUD and HCR, are ready to move and want to move and want to assist it. I think it's really important, and Jeff had a really good call to set this up, is to let the mayor and the planning board chair hear that from the state agency and the federal agency, not just from us locally.
Let them hear it firsthand. Yep. All right.
Any questions from anybody on the board? We will move right on to resident public comment. Any residents that have a comment?
Let's do a second. Mhm.
Okay, do we have any new movement? No resolutions? Any executive session?
Public comment is just in a couple of things, so you'll get a chance.
Now we're on to public comment.
Oh, yes, I just wanted to verify that, Office of Community Renewals at $1.25 billion.
Million.
I wish it was a
I
billion.
wish it was a bad. Million.
1.25 million?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you said
I
billion.
thought you said that too.
$1 billion. What is that, award called?
It's a tenant-based rental assistance program.
Tenant-based mental assistance program,
Right.
and that, I just want,
Officially, it's called the New York State Home Local Program Award. But TBRA, which we refer to as, or tenant-based rental assistance, is the program that the grant is for.
okay, so it, and it's, going to be, like, it's going to be for people who don't live in Bliss Tower
That's
apartments.
correct.
And they don't have the tenant, the section 8 vouchers
That's
that you give
correct.
out, so it's going to be for another ring of people.
Right. So for example, if someone lives, let's just say across the street in an apartment and they're on the list, and they qualify, their income qualify, and they need a rental assistance, we can assist.
Okay. And so this is it's tenant-based rental assistance.
Yes.
All right. So with the people who are on it, will they also be able to vote in tenant elections for the HHA tenant elections and?
That's a good question. I would, off the top of my head, I would say no, but they might be able to be provisions for that. I have to look into the program a little bit more, but right now, I would say no.
And about how many people do you think it will cover?
That's also a good question. I don't know. It depends on the rent and the type of assistance that people need. So, rent is based on bedroom size in some cases. And this is not just for rent, it's also for utility allowances and security deposit. So it's really based on the need.
What I'm thinking.
Yep, you're welcome.
Any other public comment? We have anybody online?
Anybody online that has any public comment?
Commissioner's time.
I got a question. When was the last time you updated the website?
That's a very good question, and we haven't. However, I literally, have connected with a vendor, who sent me a proposal recently and I'm reviewing today and, because of the disconnect, that I've been having, this is somebody who's gonna update it and give us a fresh new look. You have a microphone in my office? Cause I told nobody about it.
No, be looking on the website.
No, it needs to be updated, but we're having an access problem, so we're gonna get an entirely new website. Hopefully will be done in the next 8 to 10 weeks. So very good question.
Do you have features in mind that you want?
Oh, no, because I was on the website the other day. Kaya's still up there.
There's some old information.
Yeah, some other, that's not even,
There's some commissioners.
Yeah.
That have not been updated,
They
you're
didn't.
correct, but I'm having access issues, and
Right.
that's why I'm making a change. Okay.
It's great.
Yeah. I love
Good
it.
question.
World of
Yeah.
Municipal Website Service Providers.
It's gonna be a very nice website.
Make sure there's no other questions from the public.
Any other commissioners that want to add anything? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
See you next
Good
month.
night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.